From strong and steady stock picks to some more speculative buys that could have some big returns, our MarketBeat analyst Chris Markoch is here with 7 AI stocks right now under $50 that could have some big returns for you this year. Chris, this is a lot different than what we talked about last week, where we were talking about really big companies, well-known stocks that are, of course, strong and steady, going to provide those really reliable returns. Today's stock picks are very different.
Right. These are stock ideas, but these are speculative stocks, and they're designed for a very specific investor who's looking for some very specific risk rewards here. Shouldn't take up all of your portfolio, but for a specific small area of your portfolio that you have the ability to wait on these stocks to deliver, these stocks may be very intriguing to you.
I think a lot of investors are looking to get in early on that next big stock that's just going to take off.
Right.
But what do you have to be prepared for if you're invested in these kind of stocks?
Right. I think investors are seeing that right now as we've started off 2025, and that is volatility. Some of the small tech names have sold off sharply. We'll all talk about that when we look at each stock. But yeah, we've been seeing a sell-off in tech. That's the risk in this sector, is you're going to see big swings in either direction. You have to be prepared for that. And like I said, it's a long-term mindset because these are speculative stocks.
Speculative or not, we do have a list of 7 AI stocks that are priced low right now that do have some strong potential, largely because there's some pretty great ideas in these companies. Let's start out, Chris, with your first stock pick.
So the first one is one that we've talked about a lot on this channel. It's SoundHound AI. It's using AI to enhance voice recognition capabilities. So it's the idea that it makes AI more of a tool that you can actually have a genuine conversation with it. SoundHound had a tremendous year last year. I think the stock was up somewhere like 600%. Here's one that we've been talking about though. Stock's down about, we're taping this on January 13th. The stock's already down about 28% for the year. Some analysts believe it might still have lower to fall. Issue here is the company faces fierce competition. So for example, McDonald's is pivoting away from its homegrown AI voice recognition. They're looking to outsource that. SoundHound is a name that is getting consideration for that, but there's other companies that could be in the way. So investors want to be careful there. Stock has heavy short interest in it, and SoundHound is not yet profitable. These are all reasons that the stock is dragging a little lower to start 2025. On the other side, tremendous potential for this stock, and SoundHound is a leader in the category, which gives them a huge advantage.
Now, I think a lot of investors, when they do that speculative buy, that 600% return is what they're hoping to get. Have we already missed that on SoundHound, or is there potential? What are analysts saying about what the next year could hold for this company?
So they're saying that there could be some more downward pressure on the stock. That's not abnormal for a stock that went up as far and as fast as SoundHound did to see it pull back a little bit like this. So investors that are looking to get in on SoundHound, if they're not in on it already, let the stock settle out a bit and then look to get in at a better price.
All right, let's move on to your second pick of an AI company that's priced pretty low right now with some good potential in the future.
Sure. The pick here is Symbotic. Ticker symbol is SYM. So this company they use AI in robotics warehousing. And big story here as far as 2025 is concerned is their largest client is Walmart. And Walmart has increased their business that they're going to be doing with Symbotic. That's one of the reasons why analysts are saying the earnings for the stock could grow 150% in 2025.
Well, that's some good returns for this year.
Absolutely.
For sure. Where's the buy-in point right now?
So the stock is currently trading at $24.38. Analysts actually are saying the stock could go to $39.86. So that's about a 63% return. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're factoring in the best news with the Walmart news. So some analysts have the price a little bit lower than the consensus target, but it would still be well above 50% above where the stock is now. Of all the plays on this list, this one looks like it's going to have the most solid returns in 2025. Investors will want to be concerned on this one because the short interest on the stock is about 39%. So there is going to be some heavy short activity on the stock if investors start perceiving that the stock is overvalued.
Some good information to keep in mind when looking at this stock
Yeah.
specifically. Let's move on to your third pick, Chris.
Okay, so this one's Unity Software. Ticker symbol is U. This is kind of a comeback kid story. The stocks had a rough 12 months. It's down about 37.7%. The company had some leadership changes. They use AI software to help developers with gaming applications. We all love those. And it's a big industry. Unity made some missteps. However, analysts are a little bit more positive about where the company's going right now. They have a price on it about $22.27. That's only about 2.5% above its current price, but that could change if the company can show that it can start delivering positive earnings, or it can get closer to positive earnings in 2025.
Well, there's certainly a lot of demand in the gaming sector, that's for
There
sure.
is, there is.
Well, let's move on to your fourth pick today, Chris.
Okay, the fourth pick is Bentley Systems. That's BSY is the ticker symbol. This company does 3D modeling for infrastructure applications. So think about building out virtual cities, building out digital twins of existing environments and things like that. And of course, the AI play is in 2024, they've developed AI software to help create these modeling. This is a stock that currently trades around $45. Analysts have it going to about $57 this year. So that's a nice 26% upside. One thing I've been actually failing to mention on this, Bridget, but I think it applies when you talk about a stock like Bentley, is a lot of these stocks are companies that they started going public around 2021, and that means that they got caught up in the meme stock thing. So, like a stock like Bentley, at its peak in 2021, it got up as high as almost $70 a share, and it's come back sharply since then. But I think investors have to weigh that and say things got a little frothy in 2021 for no reason. So the $70 price was probably an outlier, and so you got to kind of take that into consideration when you think about where the fair price for the stock might be.
Yeah, Chris, I think the returns that you said for this stock too are a little bit more realistic. Around that 20 to 30% return is a realistic expectation for investors rather than the 600% returns, which are
Right.
definitely outliers and not more of an expected consistent return.
Correct.
Let's move on to the next AI pick that has some more realistic returns coming this year as well.
The next pick, and actually it's funny because it has about the same level of return as Bentley System does. The company is DigitalOcean. The ticker symbol here is DOCN. They operate a cloud computing platform, and it seems like everybody does that nowadays. But the significance for investors is DigitalOcean targets small and medium-sized companies, and that's an area that some of the larger cloud companies aren't able to service very efficiently. That's where this company's business comes from. That's the potential upside. It's also the potential risk. Some of these companies may not be able to expand their capabilities as much as they'd like to, especially if interest rates stay a little bit higher. However, that doesn't seem to be a concern for analysts. They're bullish on the stock. Again, they believe there's about a 26% upside from the current level. So DigitalOcean seems to be one that you might want to watch for.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition in the field, like you said. Is the buy-in point at this one pretty reasonable to get into as well?
I think so right now. Yeah, the stock hasn't sold off tremendously, and this year it's been kind of chopping around. So I think the investors could start looking to take a speculative interest in the stock at this level.
Let's move on to your sixth pick in our list of 7 AI stocks under $50 right now.
Yeah, so this is one that it's down about 15% so far for the year, and there's a reason for that. The stock is Lemonade. Ticker symbol is LMND. And for those that are not familiar with this company is using AI in the insurance business. Started out in auto insurance, but it's also going into things like renters insurance and homeowners insurance and all of the different products. And again, it uses AI to facilitate the whole claims process, makes it easier for people to file claims and also to price out their insurance, and it has lowered premiums. It's been especially popular with that millennial, that Gen Z consumer. Reason why the stock is down right now, I would have to imagine it has a lot to do with what's going on in Los Angeles and people spinning forward what that's going to mean for the entire insurance industry. However, Lemonade is still up about 85% over the last 12 months. Analysts are still saying there's about 7% upside to the stock. That actually means that there was probably that they probably felt the stock was pretty heavily overbought going into the year. So investors may be looking at a pullback here before they get involved, but this is a stock that's very intriguing because of the fact that they're using AI to help facilitate this claims process and get things moving quickly.
So it's a great idea that's not only impacted by the AI market and what companies are willing to pay for this new AI technology, but
Correct.
it's also impacted by factors like you said, wildfires in California and all kinds of different natural disasters and events that could impact this industry.
Right.
Is that part of the hesitation on a company like this?
I think it's going to be. I don't think people would have maybe thought about that heading into 2025, but I think they're certainly going to be thinking about it moving forward. And again, this is one of those stocks just went public in 2021. It shot higher. I think it got up to almost 170 some dollars a share at one point. So everybody loved the idea when it came out. People bought into that. Stock's fallen obviously sharply since then. It's that time where we're trying to find what the real price for the stock is going to be. $30 seems like it might be a good price point, but with everything going on in the industry, investors may want to wait for this stock to come a little lower.
All right, let's finish out your picks of
Sure.
7 AI stocks for the year.
So the last stock is Recourse Systems. Ticker symbol is REKR. Now, of all the stocks that we're talking about, this actually falls into the penny stock category. Stock is only trading around $1.54 at the moment. That's because it's down about 49% over the last 12 months. But the stock is up 16% so far to start 2025. This is a company that uses AI to help with the public transportation. So we're talking about AI powered roadway intelligence. So we can imagine that with autonomous technology becoming very intriguing as an investment angle, this would sort of dovetail very nicely with that. The stock's not heavily covered by analysts. I had to kind of move and look around to see who was covering it. There are a couple of analysts that cover it. Right now, it has a price target of $4.50. So that's a pretty massive upside to the stock over the next 12 months, almost 200%. This is one that, again, it's going to be a high risk, but potentially high reward play for investors.
Yeah, this stock sounds a lot like the kind of speculative buy a lot of
Yes,
investors are looking for, those really low buy-in points that have the potential for those, triple digit returns all within a
absolutely.
year.
Absolutely.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for giving us 7 AI stock picks under $50 right now. If you are looking for more AI picks to look into in 2025, check out our free special report on marketbeat.com. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the description of this video. This is another 10 stock picks, all in the AI industry, that are expected to perform really well in 2025. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy investing.